There we go. Good evening, everybody. There we go then, Zwift Games Climb Championships. Welcome. Mark, you need to turn your volume up, buddy. Nobody else has the issue. We've been through this. Actually, we were through this yesterday. Alright, here we are. We've joined. We have joined. There we go. Oh, we have a first time viewer here. Hey, hey. Welcome. Yeah, the hilly race was this morning. Now, don't get me wrong, like, joke about how these aren't really climbs, but of course, could still get dropped. But they're very draftable. Well, kind of, so. Yeah, I think this race, this first race, I think people are probably going to be thinking about the final climb. Whereas the second race, probably a bit more dynamic in that there's a chance that obviously because the finish isn't on a climb, the race might play out a little bit differently. Nick, I'm riding a size medium. I have no idea what my stem length is. I don't know why that really matters, to be honest. If I was to guess, I would say this is 100. Oh, it is a summit finish on the second one, is it? No. Yeah, it's that long. Oh, we'll see how this goes then. Need some fan. Oh, we have fan. Alright, 1 minute to go. Enjoy the stream, everyone. If you're watching, I appreciate it. GCN or Zwift are also streaming. Let's have a hard, fair race. Race 1 of 2 or 3. Who knows? Oh. Getting rid of some weight. 20 seconds. people going to be using the aero on the final climb? Well, they're giving us the aero to kind of maybe put an idea in our head that we can attack. I mean, it is the Zwift game, so that's why there's hitters here. Normalized power is over FTP currently. Intensity factor is over FTP. We're 17 minutes in. That means we're close to the limit here. Well, I am. I don't know about anybody else, but thankfully we've got a lot of recovery now. Yeah. I bet that's frustrating for the strong guys there though, because again, the climb's not long enough for them to break it. Look at it. There's still like 40 of us here. Ah. There's got to be a tax along here now. There's got to be. There's no way people will be happy just to sit here, surely. What do you think, chat? Way too many riders. Well, I guess that's my problem. That's my problem with these climbing races. Over definitely won't attack because he's got pedigree on a climb like this, so there's no point. Oh, Perrin. Wow. Awesome. Congrats, guys. That's cool. That's nice to see it on the screen. Oh, Ulvit will definitely be in the top 5 on the climb that short. 100%. He should be anyway. He's got a big old punch on him. It's not a 1 minute effort though, is it? It's not a 1 minute effort. Maybe I'll just try and just save and just go for the finish at the end and try and save myself for the next race. Well, not save myself, but just like go with them on the climb and see what I can do. Ah yes, good spot, Niall. Thank you. There we are. That'll be good if it's rapid then. There's a move now, look. This is risky. Wow, Ruben, that was a strong ride there. Whoa, strong, strong. Oh, oh, oh. Oh well, we tried something. You got to stay with the group. Well, thank you for telling me that. That's very much appreciated. I couldn't stay with the group. All right. Ridiculous. Oh. Well, they went 20 seconds faster than me. The bunch behind at that KOM. I mean, when they're all Freddy Fresh legs going into it, I'm not surprised. I was right on the limit there coming into it, and I was out front too long. I had to commit, didn't I? I had to commit. No power up. Yeah, I used my power up into the bottom. Because I knew I wouldn't benefit from it at the top. So I used it at the bottom. I mean, those guys there going up that climb, they're doing let's face it, 800, 900 watts probably. Gotta be. And I don't know what I was doing. Like I was barely doing 500. But I've got. Let's have a look at the graph. Let's have a look at the graph. I mean, the good thing is I felt very strong. But there's one thing feeling strong. Depends what type of effort you feel strong at, and I certainly felt like I felt strong during the sustained effort, not the actual punch. So let's just have a look at the finishes. There is the... Wow, there's some good names further down there than I thought they would be. That's a good finish there from the breaker. I'm sure Ruben was definitely with us. Look at the draft there, 4.6. Jason Osborne showing us how many roll watts he has with 5.5. Wow, I'm dripping with sweat. Dripping with sweat. But I feel like I've warmed up now. Let's have a look at the graph then. Before we join the second race. Whoa, there's a lot of big blocks of red. Wow. At the end of the day, like, how else would I have raced that? You know. Ooh, I've unlocked a new helmet. How else would I have raced that? I mean, I have to say though, first of all, let's go back to the Volcano KOM. I didn't feel great there. That felt very hard at the volcano. And particularly the final effort at the volcano was very... I mean, it had me right on the limit. I was very close to losing that wheel. And there was such a massive chunk of recovery then, with the descent obviously, that... like, although we thought about sitting in with the group, like I thought about sitting in with the group and just waiting, just waiting for the final effort. But at the end of the day, you know, I wouldn't have been able to sustain 10 to 13 watts per kilo for the minute and a half at that climb. You know, I need to be in the region of 600, 650 watts for a minute and a half to stay with us, and I can do 600 watts for maybe 50 seconds. So when I saw a rider drift off the front just as we came through the tunnel, I thought, if I just shoot through the group a little bit, that's all I did was increase my cadence really. And I got across the gap and then immediately started to pull because I think I could sense there was a bit of a lull. That felt like a really good time. I think it's definitely like, you know, I know it's a fool's errand, isn't it? I mean, you're almost doomed to fail. I mean, unless you're, you know, one of the top guys, you know, because I'm not one of the top guys, but if you're one of the top guys, you know, you wouldn't have been given an inch there. And I think, you know, I've not really showed well, I don't think anyway, I don't think I've showed like my old self for a while. And I think they're going with that move. I think it was a split-second decision. And to be honest, I thought, going through that tunnel when we had about 3 seconds, 4 seconds, I thought, actually, I don't think this is a good idea. The only point where I thought it was potentially a good idea was when we just went up that little rise that bent to the right, and then you take the left to go down to downtown. I looked back and I could see that there was a small group chasing, because I thought the 4-second gap was the gap to the bunch. So when I saw that group chasing, I thought, well, hang on, like, there's a decent group now, you know, there's going to be more than 5 of us. If we keep pushing, you know, who knows what can happen. And obviously, you know, it's a 10-second gap. It's not a lot, really, is it? But it's a 10-second gap that maybe could help. But in the end, it didn't help me. I'll tell you one thing though, I'm getting a lot closer to those peak powers in my power profile. Been getting close to those recently. My weight is probably the thing that's letting me down the most, being between 63 and 65. I can never really say consistent. And it's some way off, you know, when I'm at 64, 65, that's some way off my 61, 60. And I think that is making a bit of a difference. Here he is, Ruben. Well done. Good job. Finished it well. And by the way, thank you for coming in and saying hello when you know you actually, I can see you there. I can see you on the Zoom call. Give me a wave. Oh, that's brilliant. For those of you watching the stream, you can't really see what's happening there, but I've got my laptop in front of me. We've got the Zoom call where all of us are there for the live broadcast, and I can see Ruben, and I can see everybody else being really antisocial on their phones. No, that was good. I gotta hope I can find my legs now for this next one. Ugh. $50 grams of carbs getting in here. Oh no. Did I just... I don't have some shot out then. I'm pretty sure Ruben should be being interviewed by a GCN right now, but instead he chooses to grace us with his presence on our live YouTube stream. Good question, John. If anyone's watching on repeat, John's just asked to beat the guys from today's race, which course would be ideal? Well, to be honest, I don't think I'd beat any of the guys. No, I mean, actually, that's the truth. I don't think I would. I think my best chance, you know, of a high position finish would be Ventop. Oh, the front camera's frozen. Would be Ventop. You can still hear me though, can't you? It seems like every time I reach down there, doesn't it? I think it would be Ventop. Or I think it'd be a race with just, either really long or multiple long efforts. I think that's the only way that I'd get maybe a top, let's say a top 20 in the current shape I'm in would be, but these races, you got to remember, Zwift are trying to do. I better put this down gently now because it's going to freeze my camera again, right? Thank you, Darren. I tried to make it entertaining, but I also tried to do well. Let's see if it freezes. No, even the Alp is not really, long. Well, it is long, but it's not like. I think I need something a lot longer. Well, thanks, Ruben. That fills me with confidence. The next race doesn't start, I think, for another 35 minutes, 6:30 p.m. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the reason why these races are that they are, I think these races, they've really got to make sure that the viewer is entertained. I don't think there's any good having, a 1 hour or, I think even an hour is too long, for most people to watch a live Zwift race. Granted, I'm speaking to you guys who are a different community. You're obviously here because you're interested in watching me racing, and I know there's a call for, I know you love watching me race, even the really long or hilly ones. But I think, for the general population, and even people who aren't interested in virtual racing but they're trying to get them on board, I think it's the same idea as criterium racing. They want to keep it short, sweet, snappy, punchy, electrifying, you name it. They want to keep it, they want to keep it punchy. And so I think that's why, these races are never really designed, in any other way. Personally, when's the next race? The next race starts in just over 30 minutes, 6:30 p.m. UK time. What was I going to say? I feel like, for example, let's think of some racing series that has, a completely different format. Look at the Flamme Rouge racing series. Some of them, you might do Surrey Hills. You might do these races at an hour and a half. I mean, we've raced some grueling, awesomely contested races in on the London map. And those have been really memorable. And I think those types of races can also yield really good, exciting racing. It's just the problem of keeping people's attention for that long. I'm sure the racers don't mind doing it. I'm sure the racers don't mind racing, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Maybe not any longer, but an hour and a half I think is borderline. I think that's good. And I think a lot of the guys would enjoy that, and girls potentially as well. I think, it can still bring about some really good racing. I just think it's the type of audience there they're trying to plus you think as well, you know, if you're watching the Zwift stream or the GCN stream right now, there's a lot of talking, you know, just like there is in football or rugby or whatever other sport. You know, there's a lot of punditry going on. So they're talking about the race, they're talking about, you know, and they kind of almost want to keep that in there because it's my personal opinion, but, you know, there's a lot of fluff sometimes, and I don't know, given my experience of streaming, I think as soon as you start to add fluff, you start to lose people. So I think even if they got rid of the fluff and kept, and maybe actually added 20 or 30 minutes of racing onto it, I don't know, you might actually keep people's attention. It's an interesting one because, you know, the harder the race, the more people might actually watch. You know, if they think it's going to be harder, if they think it's going to be, you know, more decisive. Like, you know, I certainly watch. I don't watch every Tour de France stage, but I do watch the Tour de France stages that I think there's going to be crosswinds. There's lots of climbs. Maybe there's not lots of climbs, but there's a technical descent. You know, so anything that has a draw or hype to it. And I think you could still do that with, like, you know, if you did not the Road to Sky course, but what's the Alpe de Zwift course where you start down here and you make your way over there, and you have to go up the little climb first, over the bridge, take a right through the jungle. Do you know what I mean? Like, even there, you've still got a little bit of a, you know, you not really know for sure how it's going to be raced. So you need to sell it and market it in a way where it's not just going to be 30 riders, 40 riders coming to the end and sprinting. Fire and Ice, that's the one. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Jacob. Sorry if I got it wrong. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. You can definitely talk more about the riders. You can build stories, narratives. Yeah, exactly that. But, you know, again, I'm biased, you know, because obviously the really short races, you know, that was, 25 minutes. You know, back when I was racing, and I was doing a lot of criterium races, I was never known as a criterium rider. You know, so any race where we'd have a lot of variability in the power and also a high intensity factor. So basically what we've just done. So what that means is you wouldn't have, you know, a time trial could have a high intensity factor. So you could be over FTP for the time trial, but you wouldn't have a lot of variability. In fact, you should have none really in your power. But when you do criteriums or when you do short hard races like this, generally you're going to have way more variability, like sometimes 20% variability in your average power versus your normalized power. And that's where it suits on certain riders. And not only will you have the variability, but you'll also have the high intensity factor, which will be brought upon by, you know, very hard short bursts of energy, of power. But back in the day, you know, when I was doing criterium racing, even when I was 18, 20 years old, which is obviously 10 years ago, and I was a lot more punchy, naturally, even then I wasn't very good. I never really have been. That's just a little bit of a story. Oh, nice, Cadell. Oh, behind Marshall Wu. Oh, we know that name. That's a strong power, Cadell. If only Mick was here now. On Backpedal, he'd recruit you up straight away. Definitely join another stream. Hopefully Mick will be here, and we'll get it going. Yeah, it's interesting, Novi. I do agree. You know, other esports have done well. I think you know, it's different formats for different sports, isn't it? But when you say pro CS games, what does the CS mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Ah, Counter-Strike. Got you. Alright, whoa, steady on. Just because I don't know. I am 30. No, I'm joking. Age's got nothing to do with it. I do like to play a game now and again, but not... I'm not an out-and-out gamer. I'll have to start a second channel. What was I going to say? Yeah, don't get me wrong, the volcano that we've just done, right, in this first race, that was really hard. You know, and I think it doesn't matter how long it is. I don't think it matters. You know, it all depends how hard it's ridden, right? So there was some attacks near the top, and I nearly got dropped. You know, and I know I'm supposed to be a climber, but like, you know, if I get dropped on a climb, you know, it's the nature of the effort, right? So everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses, but that volcano, the end of it, really had me on the ragged edge, and so it doesn't have to be very hilly to create a lot of damage, but obviously the hillier it is, then the more damage, or the more possibility there is of more damage. I also don't like the split format. I think they should just, rather than having two 30-minute races, one 1 hour race. I don't know, you know. Yeah, Mads Pedersen, yeah, to be fair, yes, you're right. And Filippo Ganna was climbing with Pidcock and the other guys yesterday. Was it yesterday or day before? Ed's out here playing Tetris. Not quite Tetris. I like Forza Motorsport. Don't shoot me. You know, don't shoot me down. I haven't got a PlayStation. I've got Xbox. But you know, this is like I pick up the controller like once every 2 weeks if I'm lucky. We do have a Nintendo Switch because Charlie likes the more relaxed, you know, type of indie adventure games, which she probably picks up less than me, like once a month if she's lucky. Zelda, of course, but nothing beats the old Zelda games. You know, the new ones don't, at least. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, Mario Kart, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm a big Mario Kart fan. I'm a big Mario fan, to be fair. I mean, it's just one of those games that I grew up with, as most of us did, I'm sure, right? And GTA, of course. I mean, nostalgia, mad, crazy. I think that, more than anything else, when I think about games, and I think about, you know, what I played when I was a kid, those are the things that make me feel like how much time has flown. Like, you can tell me about things that happened years ago in the news or whatever, or films. I think games, more than anything, take me back. And I look like Luigi. Mario. That's Luigi's Mansion. Mario. Mario. GoldenEye was a classic. Definitely. So was Tomb Raider. I mean, when I was a kid as well, I played RuneScape a lot. Because RuneScape was like the computer game back then. When I say back then, I mean like, what are we talking, like 2010? Oh yeah, I remember that, Steve, yeah. That was GTA 5, wasn't it? Yeah, GTA 6 supposed to be coming out soon as well. Well, actually, we don't know when it's coming out. No, I agree with you, Emma. Maybe we need a gaming chat on our Discord. Gaming channel. Okay, we've got 5 minutes until the pen opens to the next race. I kind of want to go and have a toilet break, but I also don't, because my legs probably won't get going again. That's why I've kept riding. That was my chamois. No, to be honest, Emma, I've not either. I've only been able to watch the highlights. And actually, I've been really enjoying Lantern Rouge and Benji. I've been really enjoying their live podcasts on YouTube after the races this week. Oh, my saddle's really squeaky. There we are, we'll do that. We're getting there straight away. Yeah, I know, Michael. Didn't Lucy Charles Barkley, didn't she win one of the races last week and beat Illy? Or was Illy second? Yeah, the Roadman podcast. Yeah, that's a good shout. Anthony Walsh. I've raced against him back in the day, about 10 years ago, when I was racing in the Tour of Ireland, or the RAS. I'm pretty sure he was racing for one of the county teams at the time. But yeah, he's got some epic guests. Must have some friends in high places. Well, I've done a few laps of this now. Coming up for an hour. I can see a couple of other riders on the Zoom call here have decided to keep on riding during this period. I see Zach. Ruben was riding for a bit. Honda was there. Oh, Honda is riding. Josh Harris is there riding. Who else? On page 2. Oh, Nicky's there riding, spinning the legs. As is Rob Devlin, Angus Butler. Stefan Kirkmeyer has put a piece of blue tack over his webcam. Either that or he's had a power cut. It's really interesting actually seeing everyone's pain kit. Freddie Ovit's not there. There's still sunlight out there. What's going on, Freddie? It's nearly dark here. Where is he? Oh yeah, he's in Calpe, isn't he? Down in the south of Spain there. Sun is still out. Glorious. He's not there though. He's probably getting some snacks or something. Thrall still riding. There we are. That's your inside look into what's going on that side of the world, folks. Well, the should be opening up any second, this next race. I can see some riders are actually doing some effort. Nice. Oh, James Barnes is still spinning away. I need more lights in here. Everybody's screen looks quite bright. Oh, Leo is there in his jacket, looking a bit cold. Hey, if any of these guys are watching my stream now, they'll be able to give us a wave. We already know Ruben was watching. What's going on? It's supposed to be the pen is supposed to have opened by now. Yeah, we need more lights in here. Unless I face in a different direction. Little bit of a different topic for you, chat. I mowed half of my new garden, my lawn, this afternoon. I had to go over it twice because it was so thick that the lawnmower struggled to get over it. Oh, so we did a 5:49.1 up to KOM earlier. Volcano KOM. I'm mowing already. Well, to be honest, it wasn't mowed. It was very overgrown, the grass. So they obviously hadn't excuse me. They obviously hadn't mowed it. Yeah, I could have some nice lights up here, come on. I've thought about a green screen. But I don't know. I don't know if that would take away from, like, you know, the kind of rawness of being able to see me in the environment. I think having a green screen would almost make it look too professional. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Plus it kind of takes up space, and I don't know if I want to like dedicate this space that much to having a piece of green card hanging up. Because I kind of want, like, what I'd really like is to keep it, you know, quite raw. And if I turn things around, if I move things around, I can have some, like, shelving behind me with a bit of memorabilia or, you know, things like that. Back in the old setup, I had, like, a little shelf next to me, you know, which had some stuff on. But obviously I can put, like, actual shelves up here, right? And here, obviously if I stay in this position, I don't think I will, you know, because I think I want to turn it, and I think I want to mount my setup on the wall, because I don't know what you guys do, or like what your setups are like. You know, obviously the more space, I guess the more space you can save on the floor, the better. You know, so if you can hang a bike up, try and hang a bike up. You know, if you can keep wheels off the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think because everything is wood, that could be our friend. You know, drilling, getting some shelves, putting stuff, hanging, helmets. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the route to go down. What time is this next race? I like that, Steve. Let me just check here, because nothing's come up. Oh, what? 6:39. Okay, so we've got 17 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. We've got 17 minutes until the next race. And they did say in the they did say the entry to the race wouldn't open until 15 minutes before. That's why I was worrying that it wasn't coming up on the screen, but that's because we need to wait another 2 minutes. Oh, there's Mal just behind us. Well, I hope I've still got some legs for this next race. That's not an odd question, Steve. I know what you're I know what you're saying. There's a lot of talk about breathing from your, well, I guess, lower down, and breathing from the cavity below the rib cage, expanding your stomach, so to speak. I don't know how else to describe it, but the short answer is no. And when you say hard efforts, do you mean like maximal? Because when it comes to maximal efforts, generally the best way to breathe is to just let your body deal with it, in my experience. But then when it comes to say threshold efforts, I definitely mindfully breathe. Like I'm very conscious about my breath. It's a bit like meditation, I suppose. Breathing isn't something you should be thinking about. I mean, the hyperventilation thing, I would say, is, well, it's kind of, I guess it is hyperventilating, but it's not really. But it's part of your body's natural response to, trying to increase oxygen uptake. So it's not really something that generally is considered a worry. Right, excuse me for 1 second while I empty my bladder. I will be back in a few moments. There we go. A few moments have passed and I am back. Just like that. Okay, stream is still going. It's good news. Ooh, my back. Clicked. Ooh. Ooh, that's tight. Ho 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 ho. That is tight. Oh. Good luck, Ruben. More of the same, I hope. Oh, my legs aren't falling off. Oh, right there. Kind of, Shane. Kind of. Oh, I'm frozen. That's weird. It's not broken. Do you know what I think? I think it's because I've got two webcams. I think there's a bit of a cross in communication and it keeps interrupting. Something keeps happening. Anyway, right. We're here again. My lighting's really good. Well, I guess from the bottom screen. I don't know from the side screen. On the Zoom call, it doesn't look that good actually. It feels a bit cold. Need to warm up a bit here. Oh, there's intermediate points available for the first 3 riders over the line at the London Sprint. That'll be me then. I'll the Zwift race tomorrow. Who says? I don't think so. Well, a quick shout out to 138 of you watching. Thank you for staying tuned for race 2. It's going to be spicy. 139 of you. Hello. Hit the like button if you haven't already. If you come over from the Zwift stream, I appreciate you. Oh yes, Ryan's ride. I forgot about that, Nina. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, thank you. Well, I should have remembered about that. I'll have to see what kind of state I'm in. Am I pacing? I don't think I am. I haven't been told, anyway. How's the Wales-England game going? Who's watching it? Emma, you watching it? Oh my word, have we been live for an hour and a half? Thank you to those who've stuck around. We've actually done a fair bit of riding really this evening. Like, nearly an hour and a half. No, maybe an hour and 15 we've been riding for. I can smell I can smell burning. What's that coming from? Oh my word. I've had an energy gel, thank you. I'm all good. Did I watch the Zwift Academy Finals? I did. Oh, sorry. What is that smell? Yeah, it's no surprise to be honest the way Wales have been playing. How do my numbers compare? Probably similar until it comes to a sprint, and then I'm not similar. Hey, it's good, thank you. The new house is treating us well. Thank you so much. I'm getting used to where everything is now. I'm not like putting things down somewhere and then forgetting where I put them because there's too much space. Those are the problems when you move from a flat, 1 floor flat, to a 3-bed house. Oh, they are, aren't they, Phil? They are indeed. I've actually got the gel here though, so we're on the gels tonight. can't beat a good gel. Well, you can, but in situations like this, you can't beat a good gel. In fairness, I have done some proper sprint training in the past, and it does work. Funny enough, training works. Would you believe it? Right then, 3 minutes to go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Pretty simple, really. We try and hang on, and we try and sprint to the end. That is about the crux of it. Oh yes, 100% Axel. Yes, some are certainly more naturally I was going to say gifted, that's not really the right word, towards sprinting, but likewise I'm probably quite gifted in the longer duration. There we go then, folks. Here we go. 2 minutes to go. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's probably safe to say now that I'm not going to progress to the final. It's just dawned on me. Even if I win this, I'm too far out of the points. That's correct, isn't it? My assumption is correct. So, even if I win, I don't score enough points. Because it's pretty much odds on that those that finish in the top 20 in the previous race are probably going to finish in the top 20 in this race. And only 5 go through at the end of the day, so we've got nothing to lose. Really. Have we? Have we got anything to lose? No. Right. Let me know if the webcam freezes, because I'm minimizing this. Just let me know. No, we're all good, I think. All right, let's go. word. Oh, impossible. Impossible to stay. Ah, it's disappointing, but I kind of knew that would happen. Because it's just raw power. Raw power. Ugh. And weight as well, of course, but letting myself down with the weight side, but this is giving me the kick in the backside. Oh. That is probably one of the reasons why I'm getting dropped so early on the climbs. It's probably because of the extra few kilos, but I still needed extra watts if I wanted to stay at the front there. Oh. And I got to be honest, that was another 30 minutes at pretty much around FTP. So, you know, at the end of the day, that's a pretty much near maximal effort. After, well, we've already done a race before this as well. So, did the dig on the flat hurt you on the climb? No, it's not. It's hard to explain this, but you know, it's not those type of matches. They don't put a dent in my reserves. You know, what hurts me is when people attack and they're doing, you know, a couple of 100 watts more than me. Like, what you're seeing there from me is what, you know, the reality for most of us is that, you know, we get dropped. You know, I wish I could win, but you don't wish it. You know, you work towards it. It's a tough sport, you know, and you might see me win and be competitive, you know, in other races, but when it comes to the elite side, you know, this is why I think genuinely this channel is quite relatable, because I'm not always successful. I don't always win. And you see both sides of it, I suppose. Oh. All right, any questions? Any questions from the chat? Let me know. I'm just going to spin my legs for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to log out from the stream. Yeah, that still wouldn't have done anything. You know, at the end of the day, what am I trying to do? You know, am I trying to hang on for a little bit longer and finish 28th? Or am I going to try and go from the bottom when people maybe don't want to commit right from the bottom and try and get a small gap? You know, because in the middle of Box Hill there, that was quite easy, in quotations. I managed to get back on halfway up Box Hill, and then everyone started sprinting then in the last final kilometre, and that's where it split apart again. So by trying to go at the bottom, you maybe put yourself in a position where you might get a couple of seconds, which will then, you know, give you an extra few places at the finish if people have been dropped before you get caught. You know, as I say before, with someone of my capabilities, there's very few cards I can play, and that's the honesty. That's the crux of it. There's very few cards I can play. So I can only do what I can do, and I guess in situations like this, it really shows the difference in people who can race and have an all-round capability versus someone who's, I guess, me then. You know, I'm only really good at going uphill and back-to-back long efforts and back-to-back days. That is my thing. I can go all day. I can do it day after day. I can do it repeat after repeat. I'm very strong like that. But when it comes to this, it's just not what I do year in, year out. So it's you know, I have to make the most of the situations that I get, which is very rare. I just got to make the most of those situations. So yeah, exactly that. I am a typical GC rider. When I raced professionally, that was exactly my strength. My strength is that I don't get better. Everyone else comes down to my level. That's exactly how my team manager described me as a rider. I don't fatigue. I've never been tested in that regard, but that was one of the obvious things that stuck out when I started to develop in my mid-20s as a stage race rider and a long threshold specialist. It was just my bag. And it's why I'm looking forward to doing the Haute Route Alps this year and the Étape du Tour as well, amongst other things, of course, but those are going to be very motivating for me. Oh, so yeah, any questions? Let's have a look at the graph. Oh, you've already asked questions, to be fair. I don't know why I've just asked that again, but yeah. Starting to fade there towards the end. Really starting to fade there. And yeah, but still, that was a hard race. There's no doubt about it. Whew. Alright then, well, if that's everything, then I thank you for watching. It's another late night, 7:15, and I should really go and spend some time with Charlie and chill out and recover for tomorrow. Is my heart rate always so low at the beginning? No, it's not. That was probably a technical difficulty. That was probably my heart rate monitor just lagging. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the racing this evening, because those that made the final, they will be racing now soon. So head on over to Zwift and go and support them and check it out. But yeah, also thanks for supporting the stream, and thanks for tuning in to another one. It was good. It was tough. And that was 2 hours and 15 minutes of live streaming. Oof. There we go. Thanks for joining, everybody.